Hi, hi. We are live. Hi, everybody. Welcome back
Welcome.
to our Water Riff Tuesday. I am so happy to be back because I felt so off not not riffing about water on Tuesdays. That was crazy. So today I really want to talk about the three kinds of water that we have in our life, that we use in our life, that I certainly never even thought about until just recently when you're looking at water filters per tap, and per tap I mean on a bathroom faucet or a shower head. You don't think about the shower head and the bath faucet, right? You may have a shower filter, but you may not have a bath filter. Have you ever thought of that? Hmm. So
Appreciate that.
you might have a toxic bath and a filtered shower, or a filtered bath and a toxic shower, who knows. But you've got your bathroom sink, which is where we do mostly our brushing teeth, washing hands, washing face. And what's the largest organ that we have,
Our skin,
which absorbs how much water when we wash our face and take a shower?
all of it.
So think about this. You're in the bathroom. We all like do our things differently, right? So when you brush your teeth, you usually, wet your toothbrush, do your toothpaste, whatever you do, brush your teeth. How many times do you rinse? How many times do you rinse your teeth after you, or your mouth, your teeth? How many times you
Like
rinse your tongue? No.
3, maybe 4.
Okay. I know some people do too. People do a couple of glasses of water at that rate. But I mean, I actually want to do the swish test at some point. This is the swish test is where you have OTO drops. All it does is let you know if there's chlorine in your water, and it'll turn the water yellow. But even when you take a swish of water in your mouth and swish it, don't even swallow it, just swish it, spit it out. After that amount of chlorine in your mouth, it's been absorbed, like your mouth can't absorb anymore because it just literally absorbed that whole shot in your mouth. It's unbelievable. I've actually tried it. Like I've put my hand in the chlorinated water, took my hand out. I even washed my hand off, put my hand back in, and it would not absorb any more chlorine. Now, when I put my other hand in, it absorbed the rest of the chlorine. So I know
At
it's,
capacity.
and I
And
mean,
if you guys do want to try what she just said, like the swish or even the hand in, we want to
mhm.
know what you experienced. Again, this is working together to educate ourselves. Like, what did you experience when you actually did that? What did you experience when you dip your hand in?
Mhm.
Like, what feelings came up, or what did you notice when you swished and spit it back out into a clear cup? Yeah.
I even did the other day, it was the rice test where you put rice in the chlorinated water with the OTO drops. So your water's yellow, showing that it has chlorine in it. Put the rice in it, within 5 minutes, all the chlorine was gone. It was in the rice. So when we're washing our food, like even when you're using your little scrubby wash you get from Walmart or, whatever grocery store, it includes the chlorine in the water that you're using to cook. And anyway,
Just to put that seed in there to think about.
well, it should be impactful because we really don't make water a priority. Like it should be the biggest priority. Um, because of all that we use it in.
And for many reasons, like our body will not function without it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you are even a percent or two dehydrated, your body stops all other things to reserve that water for your brain. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
huge. So there's reasons things happen because we're not functioning at full capacity because maybe we're short on water. Like your body is that smart to stop everything to reserve that water for your brain because your brain needs water to survive.
Mm.
And again, we aren't, over 70% food or supplements. We are over 70% water. That's why Jill and I have really taken this path super seriously because this is everything we are literally made up of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, what came to mind is like there's obviously an age gap between Amanda and I. But
What?
it's amazing because you don't know until you know. And
I thought I was
obviously,
doing great like 5 years ago. Well, I was
yeah.
doing great for what I knew, and I can't beat myself up for not knowing that. But again, when you know better, you do better.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And I'm just grateful, I've always been about the water. However, I never knew much about the toxins in the water and what was carried through the water until about 5 years ago when it really got intentional. Very intentional.
For the both of
So
us.
yes, yes, yes. So let's talk about the three kinds of water that we have in our life. The first one's actually raw water that comes out of your hose that you use to, water your grass, water your lawn, maybe fill your pool, um, wash your car, all of the things. It's raw water. It's not gone through any system.
Would rivers be considered that?
Rivers. Well, that would be even further. I mean, what's coming through our hoses and stuff is at least coming through our municipalities or a well system, if that makes sense. So it does have some sort of filtration.
Okay.
So, but again, looking at that ewg.org, that is so much fun. I've been through so many zip codes lately. And what I found recently was a place where I used to live, probably about 20 miles away from here. I personally had a well on my property. However, I look at the municipality and what is actually not filtered because obviously I'm in the same area. Obviously, I have the same runoff water. And there was a forever chemical. I I could probably figure it out, but it was a forever chemical runoff. And it was like 1,528 times the exceeded level of being okay. And I'm like, how? Like, how? It's a little small country town. Like, how does a forever chemical? But we have a lot of farms around there, a lot of runoff, things like that, which just blew my mind because
And
everything else seems low, but not that.
just like we were talking before we hopped on live, like we don't
Mhm.
think about all the things that run off, where they run off, how that actually seeps into things. You wouldn't even connect some of the things.
Mhm.
Just like Jill and I were talking about landfills and like where do things actually go? And it's like even in
Mhm.
the landfill, they're buried, but it still rains and that
Mhm.
still creates something that seeps into things, back into the rivers, back into wherever, getting back into our filtered water.
Well, let's get gross here. We were actually talking about
I was trying to PG-13 it.
this should be we'll go a little I don't even know if X-rated is as bad as what it used to be, but but seriously, when you're looking at hospitals, doctors' offices, things like that, and we know all of the toxins out there. Well, not all of them. We're aware of the toxins out there. So every time you go get a shot, a needle or something, a swab that they use in your mouth to check your throat, they put in a little bucket that says biohazard waste. Well, it's in a plastic bag in that plastic bucket that gets dumped where? Where does it actually get dumped? Do we really know where it gets dumped? Okay, let's just give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there is a nurse or somebody that's hopping on that could tell us where exactly that does go. I would love to know. If you hop on later and you hear this, let me know. Because if it does go in a landfill, like Amanda said, it rains. And when groundwater cannot be saturated, it floods, it has runoff and all the things. And where does it run off to? The next city, the next town, wherever. But everything that's going down that hospital drain, look at all the chemicals that they use to clean. And after the event in 2020, how much freaking hand sanitizer can one use? Like all of that went down the drain. It was absorbed in our body,
And with
which
all
we
the chemicals
eliminated,
in it.
or we washed our hands. Oh my gosh, it's just a never-ending cycle. But yet, if we're not taking this stuff out and removing it, containing, capturing, containing it, if we just are adding more and more to the waste every time we exist every day, and we're not removing anything, at some point, are we ever going to be able to filter anything anymore? We got a brand new toxin that the EPA recognized last week. I don't know what it is. I forgot to even look at it because I was so like, what?
Because how many? There's a running total of how many now?
Well, just for forever chemicals, and these are your petroleum-based chemicals, 14,000. There's over 14,000.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Which takes us in, maybe we want to talk about some of the toxins that are in the water right now. Like, what toxins are you actually familiar with that you know are in the water you drink?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you aware of the toxins in the water?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a fine balance here. Like, where are you? Do you know what's in your water? I did drop the ewg.org in the
thank you.
comments, just so you guys can click on it and it'll take you there and put your zip code in. And then when you're done with that, let us know what's in your water. Because again, these are toxins that with the right moves can be removed.
They can be captured and removed. Not by the old technology, but by new technology that is out there and is very affordable. So we talked a little bit about raw water. Let's talk about working water in your home. Working water is water that you use to wash your clothes. Huh?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were maybe your
Dishwasher.
dishwasher. Yeah. Or if you wash by hand like me.
Shower, me too.
Shower, yes. Toilet. Maybe, what else is there? Maybe your refrigerator. Well, no, that would be living water.
Would it though?
It could be both,
Okay.
I think.
Okay,
We can make
it
any
could.
rule we want, right? It's working water. But I mean, look at the water that your clothes are washed in. Like your clothes are washed in contaminated water, and then you're going to put them on your skin.
And then you're going to take a shower, and that's going to go down the drain. And then it's just a cycle that we're slowly becoming aware of.
And then you look at, not to go this far, but you know, the materials of the clothes that we're wearing, like your stain resistant, your fire retardant, your what is it? What is it, like dry weave, so that when you sweat, you won't get your clothes won't get wet. Those are all chemicals. Those are all forever chemicals made from plastics.
We won't even get on that topic right now because it drives me nuts. So I just had a beautiful shopping experience. I got all of it because I shopped online. And
Mhm.
come to find out, every last thing was polyester. So I sent it all back because it's like there's plastic being stored everywhere in my body, and I don't want to be wearing it too. So
Mm.
if you guys aren't aware, polyester is plastic.
Yeah.
That will stop your energy. That will stop a lot. So I'm
Mhm.
just throwing that out there. Just yeah.
And especially like workout clothes, like it's a hormone disruptor, an
Yep.
endocrine disruptor. I can't say that. But imagine sweating and now whoop,
And a
pores
lot of
open.
the yoga clothes, I actually went back, like a lot of them are at least 80% polyester, maybe
Mm.
like 5% the elastic. I don't remember what it
Oh,
was called, but
spandex, maybe. Spandex,
that you may, yeah, something similar to
maybe.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, that's all going back. And then I'm just now organic and natural
Ah,
because I tried the things on and I'm like, what is this? Because I just started itching after having it on. And I'm like, this is all plastic on us.
mm-hmm.
And I don't want my energy to stop and get stagnant. And no,
Well,
no.
and it's funny because, like you said, we may have like a symptom of low energy or something. It may be the clothes we're wearing, our carpet. When you're walking across your floor, your carpet barefooted, you're sitting on your couch that's got flame resistant
Mhm.
cloth or some sort of microfiber, like not to go so deep where you're like, oh my gosh, it's too much. We just want to get you thinking about everything, because when you have a symptom, it's not that there's something wrong with you. It may be toxins that your body is really, really sensitive to. A totally different look at that
Different
could be
perspective.
the thing.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes, yes. So, yeah. And if you're doing dishes and if you're sticking your hands in that water to rinse off your dishes, you're getting it all over again. So, we're getting it no matter what. And then we go to living water. That's the water that we're going to bathe in, we're going to drink, we're going to cook with, wash our fruits and vegetables with. Um, what else? I don't know. But that seems to be what we are aware of more so. So a lot of people, if they don't have a filtration system, what do they buy?
Dun dun dun.
Bottled water, cases and cases of bottled water.
Which just a information fact here, that water has been sitting in that plastic bottle for over 2 years before it actually hits the store. How
Mhm.
it's stored is probably in a hot warehouse at some point.
Hot.
So yeah, I just wanted to drop that little piece of information there because once I found that out, I was, you know, you really do think you're doing good until you learn all the things.
Hmm.
And it's like once that like 2 years in that plastic bottle before I even see it, I can only imagine what changing and restructuring happened
Hmm. Hmm.
with the bottle and the water, not just one or the other.
Right? Oh, right. So, not to bring the fear of God into anybody about your water, just a level of awareness and what we can do. We do have options. We always have a choice. And just knowing that what was it, in 2023? It was, I believe the government, don't quote me, gave all the municipalities 3 years to come up with a plan to remove forever chemicals from the water. Just forever chemicals. 3 years to come up with a plan, not to do anything, to come up with a plan. And then they're giving them 10 years to actually implement and take action. Well, 10 years is going to be what, 2029? 2029. It's 2025. We have 4 more years. We have 4 more years. Like, if you knew that these plastics were stored in your tissues and your fat cells, would that be important to you and your brain and your brain?
Yes, for me. Heck yes. Because again, we don't realize there is plastic stored in us. They are actually doing studies on it now. They found, like, if they put all the shredded plastic pieces together, it would have been like 2 or 3 credit cards. It's how much plastic we are holding in our bodies, whether that be in our brain, wherever it may be. And it's being linked to certain diseases, diseases. And it's kind of mind-blowing.
And what's the biggest disease that's linked to?
I want to say there's 2. There is Alzheimer's and there is dementia. Those are the 2.
Yes. 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 And how many people? We never even had Alzheimer's and dementia 40 years ago. We didn't. And now every time you turn around, we know someone, if we don't have anyone in our family that has the diagnosis. And it's a shame. That is something I would never even wish on my worst enemy, going through that. I would never do that. That is just horrifying. But no, you can change that. You can change that. Even though your body stores plastic in it, let me just let you know, you can detox your body from that. You can detox it from your brain. You can detox it from your tissues and your organs. It does not cost you an arm and a leg to do all these things. You can do it. However, if you don't change your water,
you'll just keep you
will
putting it back in.
accumulate. You will be a little bitty dumpster. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, those are the 3 forms of water that all of us encounter every single day that we don't really think about. And again, raw water, outside, watering your garden. Are you watering your garden with toxic plastics? Plastics and arsenic and lead? Oh my.
I'm sorry, that was great. But
yeah.
like even watering the garden, that goes into your fruits and veggies, that goes into your body, that gets worked out in your body, goes back into the toilet, back into the water. Same with the garden. You're watering your garden, that goes over into the ground, seeps back in. Like, it's all just a cycle.
Well, and let's even talk about the chlorine. Let's don't even talk about the plastics or the arsenic or the lead. Like, we need the chlorine. We need the chlorine, but not in our house. The chlorine kills everything. So why do you want that in your house? Why are you okay with that? Not you, but you understood. Why is one okay with that?
Another fun fact, chlorine is a weapon of mass destruction because it kills everything. Just food for thought.
And what about
dropping that in there?
Chloramine. Tell them about chloramine.
Chloramine is now being used versus chlorine with ammonia to go through our pipes because it takes away the smell and it goes further than chlorine actually does. So now we're getting the transfer of chloramine and ammonia through our pipes than chlorine because of those.
And so if we can't smell it, we don't think we have it.
Because nothing's like, we all can turn on the faucet and smell something at some point or another, unless your house is filtered. But it has to be that way. But to mask that so we don't actually think about these things, they're going to start putting more toxins in our water because they have to be there because of how bad everything is. So it's up to us to do our due diligence to really find out about systems that can go in place and replace what's actually happening.
We actually do. We do. There is a system out there. There's old technology. We won't go into any of this today, but there's old technology that does the same thing. However, all it does is filter the water, and it has wastewater runoff that goes right back into the municipality. That's the old technology. It's regardless of what company you go through, it's the same systems, the RO, the water softener, and a low carbon filter. It's the same systems with different company logo on them. They do the same thing. And that's great and all, but we do have technology that will now capture all this, capture it, kill it, all the microbiologicals, capture it and kill it.
Wait, say that one more time.
Capture, kill,
Kill,
contain,
huh.
And it will not go back into the wastewater. So you're actually going to be making an impact in the future of this planet, or the future of your legacy, of your children, of your pets, of everything. But that technology is out there and it's available. It's available to anyone. And that's what I want to share about. That'll be another class, but that's what if you're interested in a whole home system, seriously, it doesn't it doesn't require any of the above, and it contains, kills, and captures all of these toxins and removes them. There is no wastewater. There's nothing that you're going to put back into the system. Imagine that. Imagine that.
It's pretty impressive.
It is. It's very impressive. You know what? We're going to make everybody well just by changing their water. If you could do one thing. Yeah, if you could do one thing, like everybody has these lists of, I'm going to eat better and I'm going to start taking supplements and I'm going to, move more and I'm going to start breath work and this and that. That's amazing. That's good.
Let's go.
However, you could get overwhelmed putting all that. If you just change your water, the impact of the rest of those things is really, really amazing.
And let me tell you, when I switched my water, I didn't think there would be I'm like, okay, cool. I'm doing what I knew I should have done a long time ago. Because priorities shifted. They had to. Like, they don't have to shift for you to actually take a stand, one. But I didn't think my whole world would be flipped upside down like it was. Because you start noticing little things, and then you start noticing more things, and then you start noticing more things. You're like, holy crap, this is changing my freaking life. And you don't realize it until you're like, whoa, like, wow.
That was impactful for you. Do you feel okay sharing what that impact was?
Like it was, for me, it was energizing. I felt more hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was drinking cleaner water, like just all the different things.
Mm-hmm.
And with certain aspects, I don't want to just drill on one product,
Mm-hmm.
but I can do 100 and something different ways with one and then know it's all filtered and beautiful from the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win-win.
When you see what comes off your veggies,
It's disgusting, you guys.
maybe the next riff we have, we'll show you. We'll do some live
Oh, that would
demos.
be fun.
Yes, when you see what comes off of tomatoes and even
I'll do strawberries.
strawberries, tomatoes, and organic triple washed lettuce, we will
Let's
blow
do
your
that.
mind. I didn't
Writing
mean to
that down.
interrupt you.
Writing that down.
Woo! You'd be like, oh my goodness. If you've ever eaten something that is truly clean, it's it's
It is
it's quite a
a
masterpiece.
beautiful thing.
The
You
flavor
have
is
no
totally different.
idea the difference your strawberries will taste
Mm-hmm.
without all of the stuff being sprayed on there. And if you're not 100% sure what's actually being sprayed on your stuff, like your veggies at the grocery store, that we think is just water, I've had like 10 conversations. People just think that's water. And if
Mm-hmm.
you are one of those people, I highly encourage you to just go and to the grocery store and kind of look up because they're not even hiding what they're spraying our stuff with anymore. It is a clear bottle up on top. You think it's water. However, it does have a lot of cautions and warnings on that bottle. I actually had them remove it to let me see it. I have a picture of it, and
Ooh.
it's toxic. So we have to be able to remove what they're putting on there in the store now. And
Mm-hmm.
this just removes the oil-based pesticides, and your food tastes, as Jill said, it's a masterpiece.
It is. It is. Oh yeah, just even soaking meat in it. I don't know if I never considered even cleaning my meat. I clean and bless all of the meat that I eat. Um, makes a huge difference in the taste.
Yeah, 100%. It's mind blowing how different.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, really? Like just washing, like actually washing them
Mm-hmm.
makes them taste this different. It blew me away. It really did.
Amazing. Well, leave it to us. We will bring it all to you.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. I had a head.
We have live guests.
We do.
So if any of this resonates with you, or you have a comment, or you just have some questions, feel free to reach out and ask. If we don't know the answer, we will find the answer. Definitely. We have so much access to, research and things like that.
We walk together, we educate. Like we're still learning. You may know something we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And let's walk
Absolutely.
together on this beautiful journey of like clean water.
Mm-hmm. I still want to know where that biohazard waste gets dumped. That is really on my mind.
I have a few family members
Mm,
that actually work in that industry. I'll reach out to them
mm,
and see
okay.
because they could probably only tell us up to a certain point, and then I think we have to
We would have to be
ask
killed.
like garbage people, like a garbage
People.
men, women.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you ever see this?
Mm.
Or we can go hunting in a landfill,
Oh
see if
no.
it's there.
I'm good there.
All right, I think I am too.
Oh goodness, goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, anything else before we close tonight? Our riff.
Start joining us every Tuesday. We're doing water riffs, and there's something that if there's something that you're like, oh, I really want to know about this, I just don't have the time or the research, let us know. Drop it in the comments.
Yeah.
And we will do a water riff on whatever topic that interests you or what you actually want to know about. This is how we continue our learning and growing, as well as bringing it to you in bite-sized pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, you guys, Jill and I are kind of celebrating. We are getting ready to start our Water Rifting Radio YouTube channel. We would
Mm-hmm.
love for you to subscribe and join us there as well. It'll probably be a little bit before we start there, but we would love getting subscribers. So Water Rift Radio.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us tonight and hope you enjoyed. If anything resonates, just let us know. Absolutely. So we will see you next week, next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.